Hello and welcome to another episode of Simple Cryptocurrency Reviews presented by CryptosChain. In this video, I'd like to present to you another project on the Neo blockchain called Apex with the ticker symbol Cpx. As we can see on CoinMarketCap, the price of this token is currently trading at almost 2 cents. The total supply is 676 million and the circulating supply is 440 million. The token can currently be purchased on a number of exchanges, out of which L-Bank is one of them, and Switcho Network, the decentralized exchange. Now, to look at the website, apexnetwork.io. So what is Apex all about? So Apex is the blockchain infrastructure for next generation of consumer applications, helping solve and optimize incumbent problems in consumer internet and B2C interactions. Apex provides an enterprise blockchain solution for agile creation of custom dApps with increased privacy and ownership of data, interactivity of customer experiences, and connectivity of value. Now, we can also see here that the company behind Apex as well, the Apex Technologies. Apex Technologies, formerly Chinapex, is a leading data technology and AI company headquartered out of Shanghai, focused on developing innovative solutions using a combination of big data, artificial intelligence, and blockchain to tackle hard problems in consumer data, marketing, and CRM. They've been mentioned by Forbes China being in the top 20 most promising companies, and the Microsoft Accelerator selectee and Microsoft partner, as well as ranked as the top artificial intelligence company in China by China Internet Weekly. They've got more than 100 employees across 5 offices worldwide, with more than 300 mid to large enterprise customers, 40 plus number of employees in research and development, and more than 45 worldwide technical integration partners. Now we've got the CEO, Jimmy Hu of Apex. So Forbes China 30 under 30, China Internet Weekly Artificial Intelligence Person of the Year, Internal Big Data Analytics and Predictive AI Advisor for Microsoft, Lenovo, and other Fortune 500 corporations. So this is a very important aspect here when you're looking into a project, okay? When you've got these kind of people in charge that have experience with big companies, because as we know, Microsoft is not going to hire just a normal person, right? You need to be special to be hired by Microsoft. It's not really easy to actually get a job with Microsoft. Now, Big Data and Artificial Intelligence Advisor for Gehrson Lehrman Group and multiple major investment banks and financial institutions. He's got a BS in Electrical Engineering and Computer Sciences in University of Berkeley Standard Graduate School of Business and Executive Education. And here we can see the LinkedIn profile as well. Then we've got a few more people. So co-founder and president Tiger Yang, CTO, and VP product as well. And here we've got some more information, opportunity to optimize B2C interactions across all major consumer verticals with 300 plus B2C brands and enterprises in the customer ecosystem, with pilot programs to start as early as Q4 2018. Now to move on to the technology side. So enterprise blockchain technology designed to scale and deploy real-world business applications with ease. Apex utilizes a unique approach to developing the core technology, focused on real-world value and enterprise adoption over anything else. This means fusing an ideal combination of performance, scalability, flexibility, and features, making it ideal for development of consumer dApps or embedding blockchain protocol into existing enterprise applications. We've got enterprise sidechains. Apex Network utilizes sidechain technology as one of the key unique features of the blockchain for scalability of enterprise-specific applications and localized work streams or transactions that do not need to apply to the entire network, and while keeping work streams separate, continue to facilitate the seamless transfer of assets across main network and various side networks. Enterprises will be able to deploy applications and blockchain assets via their own sidechains without having to worry about dependent performance factors associated to other applications and the main network. We've got the twofold consensus mechanism. Apex network employs delegated proof of stake as its consensus mechanism for the main network, which uses a reputation system and real-time voting to achieve consensus. Delegated proof of stake allows for major speedups in transaction times and minimizes the effort and resources required to run and secure the network. For sidechains created extending the main network, a proof of stake consensus mechanism will be used for the purpose of growing the sidechain ecosystem in a scalable manner without having to deploy a supernode delegate system. Then they've got a multi-layered smart contract system. So Apex Network utilizes a different smart contract system than typical public blockchains. Our goal is to provide enterprise users with the largest flexibility, scalability, and confidentiality when necessary for their various B2C and B2B applications. Apex Network's approach is to create a multi-layered architecture for smart contracts, which consists of the data layer, the logic layer, and the middleware layer. The data layer is the on-chain layer defined in the data logic and schema on the main network or side networks, where all data and transactions will be persistent. The logic layer is a secure layer that hosts the functional and business logic of the smart contract. The middleware layer is the service layer that communicates with outside systems and data sources. We've got the connector as well, the data connector. I'm not going to read through that. And then we've got the data transaction and storage engine. Now, I'm going to cover some important parts here in the white paper, okay? Just to move on. So we've got the consensus mechanism, which I'm sure many of you watching this video will be interested in. So Apex Network uses the delegated proof of stake, as mentioned earlier, as its consensus mechanism for the main network, which uses a reputation system and real-time voting to achieve consensus. Delegates, or supernodes, must hold a minimum amount of Cpx before they can be eligible to be voted. Once supernode status has been achieved, their main roles include aggregation of transactions across the main network into blocks and validate the transactions by signing and broadcasting the blocks. Help resolve consensus issues in a democratic manner. Typical supernodes on Apex Network are expected to be run by Apex core development, enterprises, brands, certain strategic investors, and application partners. So in the initial phases of mainnet launch, Apex and Chinapex will provide technical and operation support on setting up supernodes. Now, delegated proof of stake allows for major speedups in transaction times and minimizes effort and resources required to run and secure the network. For sidechains created extending the main network, a proof of stake consensus mechanism will be used for the purpose of growing the sidechain ecosystem in a scalable manner. Maintaining a localized delegated voting system per sidechain does not make functional and economic sense in the particular use case of Apex Network. And now the important part are the supernodes. So supernodes on the Apex network will receive rewards in Cpx, which is the token symbol, based on an incentives framework which specifications will be released in detail by Apex Network in May 2018. The dimensions in which total incentive amount per supernode is determined includes 1. The amount of Cpx held in your account, then 2. The total transaction volume of Cpx across the main network, 3. The supernode status, and 4. The number of sidechains created and sidechain transaction volume. There will be a standard profit sharing of supernodes to voters set in the range of 30 to 40%. Voters who receive profits will be split into 3 tiers. There is a 50, 32, and 18 ratio in weight difference in profits received between the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So for Tier 3, there's no minimum requirement on Cpx held. For Tier 2, you need to own at least 70,000 Cpx, and for T1, 200,000. Now, smart contracts. So Apex Network utilizes a different smart contract system than typical public blockchains. Our goal is to provide enterprise users with the largest flexibility, scalability, and confidentiality when necessary for their various B2C and B2B application. So this is the stuff that I was reading at earlier on. So this is just to reiterate here of how the smart contracts are going to work. Now let's move on to the next important part, which is the Cpx Wallet. So this is how it's actually going to look. This is the design. So we can see here the Hilton Hotel and this kind of information, Zara, BMW, all these big companies could be added to the Cpx wallet. So to read a bit about it, the Cpx wallet will be the official and initial wallet developed by Apex Core Development for the main purpose of storing and transacting both NEP5 Cpx placeholder and Apex Network Mainnet Cpx, as well as various assets on the Apex Network blockchain. An NEP Cpx and a mainnet Cpx swap functionality will be implemented directly in the Cpx wallet after mainnet launch for the Cpx holders' convenience. The Cpx-based DEX protocol will also be implemented directly in the Cpx wallet for maximum ease in swapping across different enterprise assets on the Apex network. Other features will include unified data setting and permissions. So the unified individual data and identity management, data permission setting for enterprise users, and various dApps. Then you're going to have the brand and reward discovery, so users can discover enterprises and brands that are part of the Apex network ecosystem, as well as discover the rewards and products that can be redeemed using Cpx-based assets. And finally, the personal tags and attributes. So the personal tags and attributes can be set as both a way for enterprise users to discover individual consumers, as well as data level attributes that are transactable and monetizable for the consumer user initial implementation. For tags and attributes will eventually be moved to a distributed hash table in the data cloud nodes as described in an earlier section. Now, the development plan for the Cpx wallet has been adjusted and optimized to the strategy of a public blockchain platform, where freedom for enterprises to develop and customize their own customer experiences and applications are a priority. Cpx wallet will provide the basic and standard functionalities and a DEX, but we expect enterprise users to develop their own versions of an asset wallet for their customer and user base as well. Apex Core Development will open source Cpx wallet code based upon version 1 non-beta release for redevelopment used by the enterprise users, applications, partners, and ecosystems. So yeah, that's pretty interesting because we're going to have, for example, this is the B2C data transaction. So here's a diagram here of how it's going to work. You can see the B2C application in the middle. You can see the encrypted data from Apex blockchain going to the smart contract, then the consumer, the APX data connector, the enterprise, and then we've got the third-party data verifier. And then there's the data exchange information as well. Now finally, to move on here, let me go down to this part that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, artificial intelligence. So we can see Cpx, the company behind Apex Network, has been developing predictive AI technology since 2016 to solve problems in marketing, personalization, and CRM. One of Cpx's flagship AI products, IQ, enables enterprise users to use proprietary predictive machine learning, deep learning, and NLP algorithms to produce deep, actionable consumer and customer insights across industries such as finance, travel, retail, automotive, and internet. Particular pilot program enrolls of Apex Network are also existing enterprise users and customers of our AI product IQ. So that's pretty interesting. As we can see, upon testnet launch, IQ will be the first AI technology integrated with Apex and used to test and refine the AI readiness of datasets acquired via Apex Network. So yes, that's how it's going to be. And yeah, this is just reiterating the core management team. We couldn't actually see any developers on the main website. This is one of the cons that I kind of find. I mean, I wish we could have seen some development teams, mentioned there, just to be able to track down that developers actually hired to work for this team. But then again, we know that this is quite a big team. And yeah, I mean, we can see the advisory team, which are not mentioned on the main page, but we can see them in the white paper. And then there's the enterprise customer ecosystem. So Cpx has 300 plus and growing enterprise customer and brand ecosystem. Then we can see the technology infrastructure. So they've got Microsoft Azure, Microsoft Accelerator, Amazon Web Services, Tencent, and Oracle Marketing Cloud. And here, which is interesting, we can see their global offices. So this is transparency of the actual company, which is another important aspect when you want to invest in a project. You want to see transparency, and this is what we can see here. They've got a Shanghai office, a Beijing office, Hong Kong, and Silicon Valley office as well. And the development roadmap. So we can see here we're in Q3 2018, so the release beta version of Apex Data Connector should be happening, and then the release Apex Blockchain Testnet is in Q4, and also the release Apex Data Connector. Then we've got the Apex Mainnet launch in Q2 2019. That's the aim, okay? That's the aim to launch Mainnet for Apex. And then the release of the DEX is going to be in Q3 or Q4 of 2019 as well. So that's pretty interesting. And last, now I just want to cover one more thing. So that's their GitHub. So I do like to cover GitHub now in the project reviews that I do, is just to kind of show visibility if they're working or not on a project actively, because we need to make sure that developers are actively working on these projects, because people don't want to invest in a project which is not being actively worked on, right? So here we can see that Apex network on GitHub, right? So the last update was 8 days ago on the Apex blockchain core. Okay, and the Cpx Wallet iOS was updated 10 days ago, the Android one 10 days ago, blockchain 16 days ago, and so on. So we can see that they're actively working on this project, which is a very important aspect. Now, last but not least, I'd like to remind you guys of my Ftw giveaway. Okay, 250 Ftw tokens to give away. Please watch my video on that. I'm going to post a link at the very end of this video. You'll be able to click on it directly to take you there for all the information. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I would like to thank you for watching, guys. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to keep in touch with my contact and enable notification. Also, please follow me on Twitter at CryptosChain. And yes, that's all I wanted to cover. I'd like to thank you very much for viewing this video, and I hope you look forward to my next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a good day.